Now let's begin the conversation. Now, after an eventful 82 years of existence, former President Muhammadu Buhari was laid to rest in his hometown of Daura, Katsina State, where his life's journey initially began. Now, his final journey back to Daura began from the United Kingdom, where the Nigerian delegation led by Vice President Kashim Shettima accompanied his body back to Nigeria. Now, the final farewell for the late general drew a congregation of mourners and sympathizers spearheaded by President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima. Now, since his departure, world leaders have continued to pay their last respect to Buhari while offering condolences to his family and Nigeria. So I'll start the conversation with BKO. BKO, thank you so much for joining us on Journalist Hangout.
Thank you, Benga.
First of all, congratulations on your investiture as Unilorin Ambassador. Congratulations to you. BKO, take your flowers there.
Thank you. It's a thing of tremendous joy to be honored amongst 50 persons, 3 of us in my profession.
Yes.
The MD of this day, Eniola Bello, Sheon Okimbalo of Channels, and my humble self are the 3 journalists on the 50-man awards roll call. So I'm happy. This is the greatest honor that I've received. I've won more than 140 awards.
Wow. But
this is the most important to me, that the university that honed my skills, the university that honed my craft, has honored me. This is something that will live with me until I die.
It's a beautiful one. Congratulations once again. All right, let's move straight into the conversation. Mikhail, just hold that thought, okay? Let me start with Mojid on this one. Late former President Muhammadu Buhari was buried in his hometown, Daura, yesterday. You know, it took... I got really emotional, especially when he was being interred. But talk to me, your thoughts on the whole ceremony.
Yeah, before I go to Buhari, let me also congratulate BKO.
Yeah.
Because as a Unilorite myself.
Oh, really?
Yes, 1990 graduate of Agric Economics from University of London, at least, I think it's been 35 years now. So University of London is a very great institution. And we call ourselves Unilorites. So I see the way Asuko is looking at it. I don't care. So congratulations to BKO, Sheon Okimbalo, and of course, NEB. So it's a great one. Now back to Buhari. For all of us who are mortals, I think as a lesson we should all take from how Buhari started and ended. The man didn't go to Harvard or anywhere. When he left office, apart from his routine medicals in the UK, you either see him in Daura before he relocated to Kaduna. But then he gave an instruction that he wants to have his final resting place in Daura, which is where, look at the way he was interred. But I was looking at the president, and of course, the governor of Katsina.
Oh my goodness.
Who was the chief monarch, very emotional. You know, for a governor, I mean, it's not as if he didn't have anything. You know, you can see him there. He led, I mean, he was sweating. In fact, he was crying profusely like a baby.
Yes.
You know, I mean, and look at him, that's the governor there, helping to lower the corpse into the grave. And you see, the simplicity with which the Islamic religion allows for their dead to be buried, I mean, it's something that all of us should take a lesson from. I'm a Muslim, and that's the way I want to end it, because you see some people, because of their wealth, I saw one, I don't know whether it was AI generated. It was buried in this latest...
Cyber truck, right?
Cyber truck.
I saw it, I don't know whether it's AI.
Cyber truck is $500,000. That's a Tesla. The Tesla's, it's like a G-Wagon of Tesla. They say it's all metal. So, but back to Buhari, it's a lesson that especially our politicians should learn, that those who are shouting 2027 today, jumping from one party to the other, forming coalition, if God says your time is up, that is the way you will end it, no matter how rich you are. So when we reflect on things like this, especially on death, I think it should give us some compassion to be good and to give out to the people. And just know that this life is so ephemeral that we came with nothing and we are going to go back with nothing.
Exactly. Asuko, your thoughts on the entire ceremony, you know, coming to Nigeria, bringing him from the plane. It wasn't even brought from the bag, you know, from the honor.
That was significant, you know. So I think Buhari, wherever he is, will be very proud to be called a Nigerian, because of how you know, the president actually took his passing, you know, for him to go to the great beyond. You know, we didn't, the thing is, they didn't bring him from, you know, the cargo, you know, the chamber. They actually brought him from the main cabin,
absolutely,
showing the honor that is being bestowed upon him. And then the president
against international
standards, because we are supposed to be brought from the other from the back, you know, the cabin, the cargo side of it, you know. And then if you look at how everything went on, it shows that it was properly planned, and then the president was there sitting, making sure that everything, you know, was done,
chief monarch.
You know, as the chief monarch, and then receiving the remains when he came down from the plane, and taking it down to Daura himself. I think it's a great honor to, you know, for us to have, you know, celebrated him and also allow him to go. Just like Moji said, I think this should serve as a lesson to everybody. The legacies that he left behind is still there. I was telling somebody that when I was growing up, I actually saw one thing that I know of Buhari was the queuing up at bus stops. War against indiscipline. Till today, some people, I still go to Agege. If you go to Agege, they queue up to enter bus. That is one legacy that I will never forget, you know. So people must understand that as you grow up and as you are in this life, because this life is fleeting, as you are moving, know that at some point, your final resting place is 6 feet down.
Absolutely.
And so no matter what you are, whether you are rich, you are poor, leave a legacy behind. And look at how he was celebrated. In TVC, we spent like more than 6, 7 hours, 8 hours talking about him throughout, you know, talking about and making sure that we honor this man. Some people have said, but you people, we are, you know, always talking against him and all that. We are not talking against him. As journalists, we are only trying to profile our own part of solution, you know, to help his government. Alternative, you know. So I just want to, you know, encourage Nigerians, particularly the family, you know, because this period, they will need everybody to, you know, stand by them, just like the president said he's going to stand by them. Nigerians are also standing by them. Most Nigerians are standing. Today, they had a prayer, you know, for the 3-day prayer in his house. And it will continue tomorrow. So I just, yesterday was so emotional.
It was really emotional. You know? It was really emotional. I mean, BK, talk to me. What does the turnout of, I mean, top Nigerian officials, including the president, say about the legacy of the man called late Muhammad Buhari?
Well, Buhari's honesty, integrity, transparency, nobility naturally endeared him to so many people. There are not many people in public service that you can describe as incorruptible. But President Buhari has he wasn't rich as an individual in terms of solvency, in terms of money. in his pockets, but he was rich tremendously in integrity. And this was what endeared him to so many people in Nigeria and beyond. And as a politician, he was very popular with the ordinary people. And so politicians also knew that Buhari, both alive and in death, was too popular to be ignored. So if anyone wanted to reap political capital, they knew that one way to do it was to move close to Buhari, especially if you are targeting the support of the ordinary Nigerians who literally deified him. They not only edified him, they deified him. Buhari was that popular with our people. I used to see people climb masts to watch football games. But I saw people for the first time climbing masts to witness Buhari's campaigns. He was that popular, you know. So yesterday was an opportunity for politicians to physically register their presence at his funeral, to be part of it so that they can reap political capital. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu surprised a lot of people.
Yes.
Because he deployed state machinery, he pulled all the stops, he did everything possible to give this man the greatest honor that any former Nigerian leader has ever been given. There is no parallel that I can point to. I covered the funeral of the late, the two Yaraduas, Sheikh Musa Yaradua and Umar Musa Yaradua. Nothing came close to this, nothing. And the president knew that there were people, especially the opposition, who want to reap political capital from this. So he moved quickly to ensure that he gave his benefactor, I call him benefactor because, as I've said before, if a sitting president is bent on stopping someone from his own political party from winning the primaries of that party, that person will not win the primaries. This is the way the politics of our country is structured, because the president is the leader of the party. So those who keep saying, oh, Buhari didn't want Tinubu to win, Buhari could have stopped him at the level of the primaries, but he didn't do that. Yes, many of the people around him didn't like President Tinubu, but even when they went to him to say, whom should we support? Who is the consensus candidate? He said, no, let everyone go to the field. He was aware that people in his cabinet, so many people in his cabinet, wanted the former Senate president, but he preferred to make the field level for everyone. So Mr. President not only sent the presidential jet to bring his remains, he dispatched a powerful team led by the vice president to go there, condole with the family, accompany the remains to Nigeria. And for one of the NSAS figures, I don't want to mention the word hero or whatever now, one of the NSAS figures was mocking President Buhari in death, that he will come back in the cargo compartment of an airplane, the same way that he tried to repatriate Umar Diko in a crate to Nigeria. That didn't happen. can see the president ensured that he was not kept in the cargo compartment. That is significant. There is no honor, there is no regard that you can give the dead that is better than that. And you can see all of the steps that he took. He literally shut down the government to give Buhari the honor. I know many people on social media who do not speak positively about the president, who do not like the president, who are extremely impressed about the rites of passage, the tremendous rites of passage that the president gave President Buhari. They are very, very impressed. So, President Tinubu, kudos. More than 95%,
yes,
I give you for the honor that you've done this president. And those who are trying to give the impression that President Tinubu does not appreciate the role that Buhari played in this emergence, I think they've been effectively shut up by the way the president showed that, look, even in death,
yes,
his regard for the former first family remains. Everyone jumped in to make sure that Buhari got the honor that he deserves.
Okay.
And you can see the opposition was there, well represented. The new face of the opposition, the ADC, they came physically, you know. So if the president had relaxed, had not done the needful, if he had not gone to the extent that he went, Buhari's interment, Buhari's burial rights would have been so politicized that the opposition would have gained some traction from it. That was the plan. Okay. But the president made sure that by the way he applied himself, by the way he seized the moment,
okay,
making himself available all of the time that was needed, being physically present there, receiving the remains by himself, the president effectively left no doubt that his regard for the late president is not something that anybody can diminish. Okay. So I think this is very significant. And whatever honor you give your friend in death, you should expect that other people will replicate that kind of honor. So when you eventually say goodbye to the world.
Exactly. I mean,
so I'm happy that his death kind of even unified the Nigerian political landscape. And you can see the torrents of goodwill, torrents of tributes coming from all over the world. The Indian Prime Minister, who was privileged to meet him, he talked about his wisdom, he talked about his warm personality, and so many other people. They all had encouraging words about this extremely honest and transparent Nigeria. By all means, he was not a perfect president, but President Buhari had integrity, which I wish that majority of the people who even abuse him on social media, if they can have a fraction of the integrity that Buhari had, honestly, Nigeria will be a much better place.
Okay. I mean, Majid, let's look at it. I mean, as Nigerians reflect on late Muhammad Buhari's years in power, what part of his presidency should be preserved? I mean, in national memory, and also what should be improved upon?
Yeah, Buhari, he thought everybody would be like him. So he gave a lot of latitude to those who worked under him, to his ministers and his aides. I think if he comes back again, I know he will want to change. If he had the opportunity to come back to life again, he will want to change some things that you don't give people, free hand without checking. You know, because he thought everybody would be like him, have the kind of integrity he has. be upright like him. I mean, look at someone like Godwin Emefiele. He gave him latitude, but he messed up big time. Look at Hadi Sirika. He gave him that latitude. Hadi Sirika went to bring an Ethiopian airline plane, painted it, brought it back to Nigeria, displayed it for 3 days, and sold it to Nigerians as Nigeria Air.
Are you saying his trust quotient was too high?
Too high. He thought everybody would be like him. He trusted people too much. Because, I mean, like Femi Adesina, as I said, he believes that people should be able to work with little or no supervision at that level, at the level of a minister, at the level of a civilian governor, at the level of the head of NNPC, and what have you. So, because my Buhari is a very clean man, but then he trusted people too much. So, I mean, they were doing all manners of stuff behind him. So that's why you see an Emefiele having 783 quarters, one man.
Duplexes. And
duplexes. And Hadi Sirika. I mean, bring a plane. This is not Djibouti or St. Lucia of 180,000 people. This is Nigeria of 220 million people, where we have experts. We have people who can check. And you know that a plane, we have a tracking number, it has a registration number.
You try to deceive us.
You try to deceive 220 million people. But under a Buhari, won't have. And you can't try that with Tinubu, for example, because Tinubu himself will not even give you the opportunity. He will check and cross-check. So, Buhari, he has gone, and we pray that Almighty Allah grants him Al-Jannah Firdaus. He has done his best. Okay. It is left of those who he put in those positions to come and to go and judge themselves, to stand before God and answer questions on how they were able to do the duties which he gave to them.
Okay. All right, just rounding it up, okay, beyond political differences, what lessons can Nigeria take from the late Muhammad Buhari's leadership style and ideology?
So Buhari was a very honest man, you know, so he won't, from what Garba Shehu actually said, you know that it's someone that if he says, this is what I want, this is what, this is not right, it's not right. And you must not come and begin to try to, you know, find a way around it. He doesn't like things like that. If you are not honest, you are not honest. Sure. And Nigerians should be grateful to this man, you know. Remember during COVID, the number of people that died, including somebody who was close to him. He lost the chief of staff,
yes.
You know. So he was able to, you know, set up the presidential task, you know, force then committee for them to be able to, you know, stop the spread of COVID. So we should be thankful to him on how he was able to be proactive to see how this shouldn't spread and you know, claim so many lives like he did in America, Brazil, and so much, and so many other countries. And not only that, Buhari actually showed that with him, you know, there's something that is significant. When he left office, he asked and he pleaded that Nigerians should forgive him. It takes a very, very bold person. Somebody who is who is sincere. And when I mean sincere, as in sincere with all his heart, to say, please forgive me. Because he knows he's human. That he might have wronged one person or the other, you know, step on toes, or he might not have done the right thing at some point. And that is why most Nigerians will be angry with you and say, you did not do it, you should have jailed this person. But maybe his hands were tied, or maybe he was not, you know, those things were not brought to his attention for him to deal with. It depends on it. But he actually asked Nigerians to forgive him. So to me, I feel like you have lost a very sincere Nigerian, a honest Nigerian from head to toe. Somebody who will always say, oh, I love this. You know, remember when they even joked about his death? He came back, he said, look at me, this is me. Absolutely. This is not Jobril. He's a very, very jovial person. You know, and for me, I think Nigerians, the Buhari's era has left. We have a new set of people, And I pray that this new set of people will learn something from this man.
Absolutely.
Because we have really lost a honest person.
You have really lost an honest person. Now, the question is, who will fill his shoes?